Right, here we've got Jeanette in Blackpool. I've cut quite a few people out of this, purely by the fact I don't think we need to give the new characters any more visibility than is essential, because we know this is all John Wedger, Jeanette Archer, Wilfred Wong, Brian Gerrish, the Weirdo collection, pushing whatever agenda they've got. So I've sort of edited most of the other crap out, apart from when we see Jeanette's delightful boyfriend, Dom, being aggressive for no reason whatsoever, like we're used to. So let's jump in. Here we go. Saving the children.
Be strong. So thank you very, very, very much.
Equally, I don't know if these people are being exploited, and that's why I don't really want to slap them around everywhere. Now, if the audio is, if there's a bit of background noise here, I hope there isn't, because these headphones are supposed to take it out. But if there is a bit of background noise, it's because it's laundry day here and the washing machine's just gone on fast spin. So that was perfect timing, but I've got a stupid busy week next week. So let's get it over and done with now. So here they are, the weirdos. Jesus Christ. Okay, can we have a GoFundMe? We need another GoFundMe. Jeanette Archer needs a new jacket that actually fits.
Hello, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jeanette Archer. I am a survivor of satanic ritual abuse.
Sadly, we do know you, and I don't believe you are a survivor of anything at all whatsoever. But we know that. Me and Jeanette, we don't get along.
I just want to say thank you to Alison. I know how much courage that just took. So I think we just need to give Alison a little bit more encouragement and give her another big clap. I know what it takes to stand up and be that brave. And especially for the first time, Alison is whistleblowing. She didn't even want to be called a whistleblower. But
well, how do we know she is? How do we know she is? Bloody hell, like Sean Atwood was trying to call me a whistleblower. I wasn't a whistleblower. I just said what had happened. Like, it was all documented. I just said what had happened. I wasn't blowing the whistle on anything. I was specific to what had gone on in my miserable existence. But we're all whistleblowers. Got something to say, and you end up in the alternate media. Ugh. You're a whistleblower. Ugh.
I insisted, because that's exactly what she's doing.
I stole this bit from Blake.
And I think whistleblowers of all our
So Jeanette Archer insisted she was a whistleblower. So the woman, like what she wanted to be called, nah, get rid of that. You're either an activist or you're a whistleblower. Neither. Well, Jeanette is an activist for her own agenda, or a collective agenda. We don't know what that is. All we see is vulnerable people being re-victimised and used, and money flying out of their pockets, and egos being overinflated.
institutions need to be supported, and they need to be supported fully. So thank you for turning out to support Alison today, because if we don't support the whistleblowers, nothing's going to change. What Alison's talked about today, I was looking around and I could see so much pain on so many faces.
That'd be because a certain amount of the people there actually believe your bullshit, and they're vulnerable people, and they are genuine victims of something, but not your crap. Not the snake oil you're peddling, they're not. So yeah, they would be re-traumatised. But then this doesn't work if you don't continuously re-traumatise people, does it? You couldn't actually do a fact-based thing where you actually showed a shred of evidence for any of this nonsense. That all it's doing is detracting from the actual problem. Ugh.
I can see that there are people here that are victims of our institutions. But what's worse is their children are victims of these institutions. And what we really need to be able to understand, and that's where I come into the picture, because I will deliver you the...
All right, preacher Archer. This is where I come into the picture. I will deliver for you, or deliver you from what? What? What are you going to deliver? Standing in an ill-fitting jacket, wearing Wellington boots, in a random place in Blackpool shouting your mouth off and having people play karaoke? Really?
Brutal truth. For those of you that don't know about satanic ritual abuse, it is a very, very difficult thing to get your head round. But every single living...
And you know why? Because I'm not saying ritualistic abuse doesn't occur. Surely does. Surely does. And not like this, it doesn't. And not on the scale that she would have everyone believe. Frightening people not to take their kids to the doctors, frightening people not to send their kids to school. Do we remember that? Don't send your kids back to school. Fastest way to get your kids put in care, that is. Poor attendance. That's when people will start looking, oh, are those kids vaccinated? Or they've got poor attendance at school. What's going on here? Come off of it, you dangerous, idiotic woman.
Being on this planet that cares about our children and wants to fight for their own children needs to understand about satanic ritual abuse. And
no, they really don't. No, they need to learn how the care system works, and that will never change. It hasn't changed. People have been screaming about the problems in the care system pretty much from its inception. It's a money-driven, highly imbalanced system where parents lose, and everybody apart from the parents earns a lot of money.
Until we do, this does not stop. You will not get your children back until you fully...
Oh, right, so going down to the social services and the courts and starting shouting that everyone's a Satanist, that's going to help, isn't it? What a crock of crap.
Understand who and what you are fighting against.
Not the 10-foot lizards then today. When do they come into play?
These people are highly organised.
I thought they were lizards. Weren't they reptilians? What's going on here? Keep your story straight, you liar who can't keep her lies straight.
Highly organised. They run our world. Everything I'm going to say, if you've not heard it all before, and I know a lot of you know me and you know my story, but if it's new to you, cognitive dissonance will kick in and you will try and minimise the horrors of what I'm going to talk to you about. Don't do...
Here she goes. She's going to get off on her sick crap again. This woman needs, I don't know, stopping. Absolutely stopping. But I'm not quite sure. I mean, how you stop this maniac shouting these disgusting things on the street, I have no idea. How you stop this? Anybody could have been walking past, little kids. Disgusting. You watch. I've not even watched this. I've just swiped it and then I've cut chunks out of it. And we're jumping in here because I'm running out of time today.
Do that. Be brave. Know that if you don't absorb the truth and accept it for what it really is, you cannot ever fully fight for the rights of the children on this planet. We need to understand the very source of what we're dealing against.
And look at this absolute bin bag of a woman with a karaoke box, her poorly fitted coat. Does this look like someone who can do anything for anyone? Don't look like it to me. And I'm not saying you've got to be suits and boots, but actually, sorry, it's quite serious. And if you want people to take you seriously, put yourself in a serious place. Hire a conference room in a hotel, dress smartly, invite people who doubt you as well, not just your fucking hug box. She's no intention of trying to get any serious point across. Just look at her. I mean, even when she was on Sean Atwood, she couldn't keep the Jupiter's Delight grin off of her face. She gets me. But we know that. We know that.
It's satanic ritual abuse. All roads lead to satanic ritual abuse.
Do they now? Do they? Prove it. Prove it, Jeanette. Go and show us, because if I've been wrong, and I am wrong, show me a bit of tangible evidence other than the horse shit that comes out of your mouth and John Wedger's and the likes of him. Like, show me a bit of tangible evidence of any of this. Oh, and don't say the Rains list.
Sorry, guys.
Unless it's the fake one that was going around when John Wedger was on it. Oh, that was hilarious. Still not found that. I have looked. I think it's on another old computer.
I'm going to have to get a drink. I've got... Oh, brilliant. Thank you.
She's not got COVID, has she?
Every single one of our institutions. Let's just take the UK for now, okay? Let's deal with the children in the UK. But just know that it's...
Oh, is this before you take on the rest of the world? You in your Wellington boots? Really? Go on then. You do you.
a worldwide issue. Satanism is worldwide. If you take the institutions in the UK, our schools, our colleges, our universities, our child services, our social services, our hospitals, our emergency services, our police.
This is disgusting. How dare she? Wow. I know many doctors, and I know some that come out of medicine. The hours they do as student doctors in those hospitals. Oh. And there's a lot wrong. There's a lot wrong with everything. There's a lot wrong with everything. But this, sorry, but I believe that, and bloody God forbid, and I don't believe in God, so touch wood and all that superstitious nonsense. But what would she do if something happened to someone close to her, and I hope it doesn't? What would she do? She'd call the damn ambulance.
Every single institution in this country, in Great Britain, has been fully infiltrated by Satanists. They run the show. This is why...
Didn't she say she'd had breast cancer? What did she cure that with? What did she cure that with? Well, the NHS maybe. Or what's put her in remission of? Would that be the doctors and the NHS? You know, like the healthcare? You know, that institution you've just completely slagged off.
When you go and fight for your children, and I'm going to stay on topic with Alison for a minute. When you go and fight for your children that have been taken by child services for no apparent reason, you can't win because you don't know what you're fighting.
No, you can't win because it is an incredibly unfair system that everybody knows is unfair. You speak to any journalist, if they were allowed to report on it, they'd love to, but they don't want to be in contempt of court and go to jail. It's got nothing to do with Satanists. This is a huge industry with many problems. Every child that goes into care, not all of them is unfair, is it? Didn't we? What? I wonder what Jeanette's. Oh, anyway, I'm not even going to say it. It's just not right to say it.
So once everybody knows what they're fighting, you've got a standing chance of getting those children back.
What? Oh, Satanists. Oh yeah, that's going to go. Like you're not completely buggered when you're in the family court anyway. Like it's not an already foregone conclusion when you're in family court. Social workers' word against yours. You're done. Barristers there earning good money out of it. Judges earning good money out of it. Ushers earning money out of it. Everybody earns money out of it. Yeah. You're going to do really well by start banging on about 10-foot lizards and Satanists. Yeah, that's going to work a treat, that. Look how dangerous this woman is. If people are believing this is terrifying.
So they have infiltrated every single institution in our country. They are highly organised. For decades and decades and decades, they have become stronger and stronger and stronger, which again is why when you go to the family courts, when you try and fight for your children that have been taken, you don't win because they are the judges in those chairs. They are in the child services. They are the social workers. They are the teachers that are going to give you your references. They have their people everywhere. I am not going to stand here and say there are no good people amongst these institutions.
Oh, so the ones that helped you then with your health issues, and surely some doctor must have helped you, with all the abuse you went through, all the damage you must have had done to yourself to enable you to give birth. I mean, I guess those ones, they were all right though. It's just all the others, yeah? Disgusting. Now, again, I'm quite sure there's perverts in all of these institutions. There's perverts everywhere. But what she's saying is just plain wrong.
But there are few. They are very few. And
okay, so you got 100 doctors. So how many then? What's the percentage here? 100 doctors, 100 teachers. What's the percentage? 10%? 1%? 40%? Come on, give us an idea. Exactly what are we up against, Mrs. Know-It-All? Dangerous psycho.
they're the ones that have come in naively, thinking they can make a difference and meaning well, but they have zero power.
Yeah, I know some teachers, and whilst I really don't get, teachers have got on my nerves over the years, moaning about their workloads. That annoys me because we all go to work and our hours, like I've always gone to work and come home with a pile of stuff to do in the evenings. Certainly didn't get the holidays off that teachers do. And I'm not saying that they've not got a lot of work, but to earn a crust in this day and age, we've all got a damn lot of work. Otherwise, we don't have a roof over our head.
In these situations, zero. So if you want to fight for the children, your children, our children, we are all responsible for every child. Every single child in this world, we are all responsible. You cannot turn your back because it hasn't happened to you or your children. We have to fight for every single last child until...
And your fighting is, I don't know, against malaria, typhoid, starvation, lack of water. Your answer to all of these problems: abuse, justice systems that are falling apart, care systems that are underfunded, underqualified. Your answer to all of this is standing in the street with a karaoke box. Make that make sense. She been to see her MP, I wonder.
Every single child on this planet is safe. And the way we do it is we fight them.
How?
And this is why survivors like myself that fully understand satanic ritual abuse and the cults and how they function, we are now speaking out. I feel completely responsible.
I hope she didn't travel up there on the train infecting everyone with whatever she's coughing and hacking with. Sounds like a dry cough, that, doesn't it?
For every child on this planet. And I will speak out and fight until I know they're all safe from going through what I went through.
So that's the plan? Standing on the street, putting yourself over YouTube and being interviewed by as many people as possible, where they get, well, some of them get less views than this tiny, rubbishy little channel of mine get. That's the plan? To save every child? While still collecting donations. All right.
10 years being held captive in a satanic cult. I know how they think. I know how they abduct the children. I know how they work with...
Hang on, she said she was in the satanic cult from a toddler. So a toddler's 2 years old, so to 12 years old. She's got an awful lot of knowledge on this, isn't she? Like with her 12-year-old mind that she would have had at that time. Very knowledgeable. Anyone would think she might still be in it, with how she knows all these things. Weird.
Within these services to get these children. And I'm not saying every child that has been removed without fair cause or reason ends up in a satanic cult, but a lot of them do. A lot of these babies with...
Prove it. Prove it. Most of them end up with adoption agencies, and the adoption fees are immense. Worth a lot of money. Worth an awful lot of money. particularly babies under the age of 4-year-olds. They're worth a lot of money to these agencies.
No names that are being born and taken as newborns are taken for sacrifice. There is no way we can continue to dress this up and go into cognitive dissonance.
Well, I think you are dressing it up. I think you're dressing it up completely. You're dressing it up and putting a bobble out on it.
Whilst children are being stolen, whilst children are being tortured, raped and murdered and sacrificed.
And I'm just going to shout this in the street to any little toddler that could be being pushed past by his mama in his buggy, in his or her buggy. Brilliant. Brilliant. This woman is ill in the head. Like, she's not well. I mean, Christ, there is not enough lists of the things that I have going on in my head. We know what a mess I can get in. But this, whose brain thinks like, who thinks this up, retains it, elaborates on it, and rinses and repeats it over and over and over again? It's just as bad as John Wedder telling everyone they should be looking at disgusting films of children. He wished they could. Really? Really? These people are not right. On any level.
And tortured so that their blood is filled with adrenaline and then drained and given to these elites as adrenochrome.
This whole adrenochrome thing, I'm going to have to look into it. Because as I was editing this was kind of like the bit that I listened to a few minutes of while I was like pulling the next clip up, the next clip up that comes after this one. It's all in one video. Isn't there something that happens to you if you are a cannibal? And I would imagine that pretty much comes in the bracket of being a cannibal. Where it's kind of like, it's like mad cow disease. That's what happens to people. It's been known. There were like tribes, I think it's somewhere Papua New Guinea, there was a tribe and they were doing that. And it kills them. It kills them where they were actually eating dead. They're dead. I'm not saying that they were killing them to eat them, but like they were doing that. And there is a thing, and you end up like with like mad cow disease and you die. It's funny how all these elites seem to live longer than most of us. It's got nothing to do with uber private healthcare or anything like that. Nah, adrenochrome.
They drink this blood before every single ritual. And when you see people that are high on adrenochrome, you will understand the full implication of why Satan is involved in this. You don't have to be a religious person. I'm not religious. I would never have a religious label put on me.
What? She's not religious? So when she done that interview with John Wedger, okay, and that lady came in and started praying. Okay, she didn't say no. Actually, I'm not religious. But thanks for your kindness. I had people say that to me. Genuinely kind people have gone, "Oh, I'm praying for you and your little one." Like, and I take that. That's a really nice thing because it's like nice to throw nice thoughts out. It's good. It's nice to sort of have others in your thoughts. I've got many people in my thoughts every single day of the week. It's not praying for them, but it's sort of holding them close, holding them close in your thoughts. But she's not religious now. Cool. I wonder what Wilfred Wong would make of that. She's out. Mind you, I guess she's got a toy boy now, that aggressive one. Poor old Wilfred, her crush is long gone. What was it? We're never going to stop fighting for Wilfred Wong. We seem to have stopped fighting for Wilfred Wong. Now she's got a new bit on the go. She proper had a crush on old Cliff Wilfred Wong Richards, didn't she?
But I believe in the power of us. You don't have to equate with that word in any way whatsoever. But they do believe it. And they act out these atrocities in that name, in Satan's name. With everything Alison's spoken about today, we have to understand the core of what is going on. Here in Blackpool, let me just tell you a little bit about where we are. This is a massive satanic hub in the UK.
What, because your mates happen to be there? All right. Yeah, them great royal palaces. Wasn't there royal palaces? I mean, Blackpool. Okay.
Satanic cults exist in most villages, towns and cities around the world, okay? But definitely in the UK. But there are areas that are worse.
That definitely sounds like a tickly dry cough, doesn't it? Hope she didn't get the train.
Than others. Blackpool's at the top of the list with some of the worst areas, okay? There's a massive underground tunnel system here.
Where, Jeanette? It's miles away from where you've ever lived. How do you know?
Hidden underneath, I think, the pleasure beach, they call it, don't they, here, yeah. There are entrances to these underground tunnels through the pleasure beach.
Okay, well, you got enough people there. Go to the pleasure beach. Let's find the entrances. She is so full of shite.
If we were able to get through those now, we wouldn't be able to. But if we were...
Why not? Why not?
Right now, and we were in those tunnels, you would come across probably hundreds of children and babies that are being held captive underneath where we are right now. This is the reality of satanic.
She is such a lie. When did this get made up? When did she make this up? Blackpool Pleasure Beach. God, it's just like, what's it going to be? Thorpe Park next time? Alton Towers? London Zoo? Colchester Zoo? Basically, this woman wants to frighten people of anything enjoyable. Under the seabed in the Med, don't go on holiday, anyone. Well, no, underneath there. Yep, don't go to Mallorca. Don't do that. She's so full of shit. It is unbelievable. Well, she wasn't saying this when she was at Windsor, was she? Saying, the next place we're going to go, I've got extensive knowledge of underground tunnels in Blackpool. Shut up.
Ritual abuse. I was held in tunnel systems underneath Buckingham Palace, Westminster, Parliament, Windsor Castle, all the big elite royal estates.
And she remembers all of these places. And she said this started when she was a toddler for 10 years. So that takes her up to 12, 13 max. Do you know what? I would have gone places from the ages of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I might remember what we'd done there and have some childhood memories. Would I actually know where they were? I know we had a holiday in Wales. Couldn't tell you where it was, though. I know I would have been about 11 or 12 then. Trying to think. Apart from my grandparents' caravan, like little chalet caravan thing that they had, and I know where that is because we went there all the time. But other holidays and that, I won't remember. Places that we went, day trips out. I mean, I don't know whether I went to Windsor Safari Park or whether we went to Whipsnade or somewhere like that. But I do remember going somewhere like that when I was about 10, 11, something like that. Couldn't tell you. Where's all this come from? Because she didn't remember anything, did she, till she was like 26? So, I mean, she genuinely believes that she's hanging around with someone that potentially is giving her false memories.
Have tunnel systems that...
Like she's trying to give everyone else. You know, that thing that John Wedger says doesn't exist.
Link up. You can go in a tunnel system from Buckingham Palace over to the Houses of Parliament, over to Westminster. Children are there now, as we speak. This didn't stop in my generation. This carries on. And this will continue to carry on. What's going on in the world around us? The scam.
How does she know this, if this all stopped when she was 12, 13 years old? She's had a whole life after that. How does she know any of this in such detail?
It all leads back to satanic ritual abuse. They want control. So they have full access to your children. They want humanity wiped out because a lot of these, and this is where I want you to bear with me, a lot of these evil beings are not human.
Oh, here we go.
And I have seen that with my
Here we go. Lizard time. Yay! Lizard time. Nutter.
own eyes. Our royal family, they are not human.
And don't forget, if you're in the family court fighting a system that you're really probably not going to win against, don't forget to mention Jeanette Archer and her views, right? I mean, that's a joke. Do not mention any of this. This is madness and doesn't... Lizard time. She really is. What else can she make up? We're going to have alien invasion next.
You can learn everything you want about this by going to watch the videos that I've done. But today I really
Right, everything you need to know about this comes from me and only me. And I was in it for 10 years and came out as, at best, an incredibly young teenager. But I am the oracle on all of this. She is something else.
really want to focus on telling you about where we are, Blackpool, okay? And this time of year, in the satanic cults.
Here she goes.
This time of year, Christmas.
Here she goes, ruining Christmas for everyone. She likes Christmas, just like she likes Halloween. Probably done Easter egg hunts with her kids when they were little, and I hope she did. I hope this madness didn't infect them and steal all those joyous moments that parents have and kids have with all the magic and the tooth fairy and, you know, the dressing up for Halloween. Here she goes.
Coming up, we've just had Halloween, which is one of the worst times of year in satanic cults. Children are abducted for these reasons. They are snatched.
Yeah. What about the little girl in Australia when it come up on your chat and you were like, oh yes, well that was early middle of October. Yes, I believe that. Yep, that's what happened. And the little girl was found, wasn't she? Safe and well. A weirdo had her. A weirdo had taken her. Well, not a Satanist. Not a Satanist. That we know of. And he certainly wasn't connected to anyone.
Quite often put in a car, driving around, parking up outside sweet shops when I was 5, 6, 7 years of age, watching children being snatched as they came out of these sweet shops. Nowadays, they get sent out, the lower level minions, as I call them.
Oh, John Wedger, this is all. He done something like this. He's done something like this. I'll have to pull the video up. She's just rinse and repeating that crap that he come out of, but we'll let her carry on.
They get sent out on the streets with their shopping lists, with whatever time of year it is, depending on what children they want, whether they're blonde-haired, blue eyes, whether they're dark-haired, whether they're black children, white children, older children, babies. They'll be sent out with a shopping list. And they'll come back with that shopping list fulfilled for the elites. So when you see these vans driving around that are blacked out windows, and always think about what's in the back of those vans, because I know what's in the back of those vans, and they'll...
Yeah, I do around here as well, plainclothes coppers. So many police in Portsmouth, it's ridiculous. It's like every third car is either a police car or a taxi. Yeah, honestly, it is. Oh dear. Also, people have blacked out tinted things on their vans for many, many reasons. Anyway, I'm not going to say, but there's a long list you could put in front of it. Not all of it legal. Not all of it legal at all. But there's many reasons, and child snatching Satanist isn't on my list. But I reckon we could rattle out quite a few if we put our mind to it.
Be children, and they're delivered to these elites. So coming up to Christmas now. Where are we? Okay, so within the next week or so, they don't eat turkeys and whatever. Vegetarian.
Oh my God! She's not. I haven't watched this. She is not. She's gonna do the old Abramovich, isn't she? That's where she's going with this. Oh my God, this is just as good as Nicky Cooper still banging on about Wayfair. Oh lordy lord.
Options, because that's what I go for, but they eat the babies. They cook the babies. After the baby.
Just pack it in. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to skip this bit. I can't have that. We get the gist there. Let's skip her a few minutes. See if she's got a sick mind off of that. Are you vegetarian, Jeanette? Are you? With a nice Chianti? Sicko.
Every single institution, there are Satanists that are stealing our children. So how do we stop it? Where's the hope when we know that something so horrific is going on? There is absolutely a way to beat this. And there is a way to win this war, because we are at war.
No,
This is a war for our children.
no, Jeanette. No, we're not at war. That's an insult to anyone who's been anywhere near war. We're not. This isn't what it's like. Isn't what it's like. Venezuela, economic war, plenty. Well, yeah, Yemen actually. You could say that. Well, that's both, isn't it? What is she talking about? Oh, I'd like to take her to some of the places I've been, and that's when they're not at war. See the aftermath of it. It really is quite the delight, Jeanette. You wouldn't last 5 minutes. Oh, it fucking pisses me off, that.
And we should have been fighting this war for 50, 100 years before now. But what's happened? Everybody has been
So you only turned up a year and now you're going to have a go at everyone else? Shut up.
programmed to believe that we can trust the police, that we can trust social services and child services and our teachers and all our institutions, but we can't. We cannot.
But you trusted them, didn't you, with your health care? Now, I don't trust social services whatsoever. I really don't. They'll pick a side and they'll stick to it. Doesn't matter whether right is wrong and black is white. They'll stick with it. Don't trust them. But I can't say they're all awful. It's impossible. It's impossible for them all to be awful. The system stinks. People, well, not all of them. I mean, a lot of them seems to attract those types. But doctors, nurses, paramedics, teachers, really? Speech therapists, educational psychologists, the ones that diagnose children with autism and then fight through the courts so that they get the additional support they need in their education. What? This woman is so damn ignorant. So ignorant. And bloody insulting.
So everybody has got to stand up and stand out against them. There must be no more complying. We have to have the courage to put ourselves at risk, to speak out about our truth. If you think something's wrong...
Well, I'm telling you, you start spouting this stuff off to doctors, social workers, educational psychologists. You start spurting this out and you are putting yourself and your children at risk. You're putting yourself at risk of getting sectioned. And what will happen then? Your kids get taken.
With how things are being dealt with in your schools or in your child services with your social worker, say so. You have got to stop feeling like they have the authority over you, because they don't.
Oh my God. Oh no. Freeman and the land crap. It's never worked for anyone. Never worked for anyone.
Those children's parents. We are responsible for all of our children, and we have to do whatever it takes. So we speak out. The only way to stop satanic ritual...
No, I wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that, peeps. If you're in the care proceedings, don't do that. You'll be in contempt of court. You don't want to be... There's reporting restrictions there. Don't do that either. It's a real pisser. It's a huge problem. You should be allowed to speak out, and they anonymise yourselves and your kids. But we do. I believe that restriction should come off. But the advice she's giving here is asking for a hell of a load of trouble for yourselves.
Abuse, which is the core to every single one of these issues, is to expose it. Exposure is their greatest fear, and silence is the only weapon they've got. You break that silence, you expose it in every manner. Alison's done it today with the foster care services. I do it about satanic ritual abuse. Everybody has to do their bit. It all links up.
No, it doesn't.
And we build an army. And we fight. Because enough is enough. We cannot continue.
Yes, Jeanette. we agree on something. Enough is enough. This is enough now. This is ridiculous.
To allow this to carry on. Satanists do not have the power that everybody thinks they have. Keep exposing everything you know.
Jeanette, people don't think they have this massive power. It's just you and the people you've sucked into it. And it is a tiny, weeny, minuscule little percentage of the population. Like, unfortunately, it's growing. More people are getting sucked in. But even if you had 10,000 people, they won't turn up for your events. They don't. You've got 2,000 on that Telegram group. God knows how many are trolls. But we'll see how many actually turn up for these things. It's not many. Nothing. Ugh. Go away. What a silly. Ugh.
And support the whistleblowers that are speaking out. I will continue to expose satanic ritual abuse in every way I possibly can. But we have to stand together and we have to fight and we have to be courageous. We cannot allow fear to come into any situation because children are being tortured.
Oh, no, while you're trying to link this with child services and the care and care proceedings, absolutely, you do need to keep quiet. You need to keep to the rules, and you need to hold your head up, and you need to fight with truth and honesty, and with your solicitor and your barrister. Not like this. 100%. Why she is a nutter if she thinks this is good advice.
And raped and murdered.
Oh God, here we go.
I saw hundreds of babies and children.
Blah 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 blah. I'm skipping her. I'm not having her go off on another sick tirade.
Right, so our anonymous survivor of satanic ritual abuse of the highest of elites.
Oh my God, this is an Area 51 person again, is it? Drag this one out again. Recycled from Windsor. Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous Survivor. Recycled from October.
She survived at the hands of the highest of the elites. Wants you to know. What they actually call it, it originates from pagan festivals. Saturnalia, which was a pagan festival, which is celebrated from December the 17th to the 25th. 21st of December till January 2020, till January the 1st, begins the Yuletide tradition. This year, they will have 12 handmade virgins who will be there to assist them with the children. A feast of children and babies.
Oh, shut up. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to skip this. Blakewood's got the whole thing with the other players on his channel, but I can't. I'm not having this. This is her. She's anonymous from Area 51. I mean, she's seeing bloody lizards now. I'm skipping it. She's shouting this on the street. This is unbelievable. Who speaks like this? Let's see if she's stopped.
When they see your trees up in your home.
Oh, God. Killing Christmas.
And when every single person knows about satanic ritual abuse, it's game over.
It really is, and it's probably, well, if this starts spreading like the satanic panic did before, but I don't think there's the appetite that there was before for it. I think you lot are going to get stopped, and I think sooner or later, I've been saying it, for well over a year now, since you arrived, somebody is going to be harmed because of your actions. A little boy has almost been kidnapped by a bunch of these nutters. Thank goodness that failed. But that boy's not going to be without damage, is he?
Back our children, and every child will be safe on this planet, and that's exactly what they will deserve.
Well, thank goodness for the police, that child was safe from the hands of you nutters. And this was when they were all talking about a safe house and crap like that, wasn't it? Oh.
So don't stop fighting, don't stop exposing, do not let fear hold you back in any way, shape or form. We will fight to our children till they are all safe, till this is over. So thank you guys.
Yada, 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 yada. Okay. Yay. Yay, heart attack time. Oh, God.
Oh wow, it's a lot to take in, isn't it? Like, I stand and listen. I'm like, wow, it's crazy. But what I just want to say is that
Yeah, it really is crazy, like batshit crazy.
yeah, we can't be scared. We can't be living in fear. And we clearly do have an enemy. There is a Satan in this world, and
Oh my God.
but you know, I personally believe, and I think a lot of people here also believe, that we have someone who is so much stronger and so much more powerful than Satan, and the name of Satan, and that name is.
I edited it out, right? So they're in Blackpool. They're literally, apparently they've just got to go up the road to the pleasure beach there, and all the people are under there, all the children and everyone's under there in the tunnels. QAnon, in the tunnels, and what do? They do this now. Oh, it's just nuts. Now I don't know. I'm going to skip it. So that's the amount of people pretty much. Okay, so what can you do? You can say disgusting things on the street to so anyone can hear it, little ears can hear it, and then what you do to stop all of this, take down every institution going, because they're all corrupt in the UK apparently, is you bring a karaoke machine and you'll have a little dance. How respectful. Gets better. I'm going to skip because I don't. This is just like rubbish, isn't it? I'll just skip a bit more, because then we have Angry Don, whatever his name is, trying to hunt out a police car. Now he'd have an element down here. Like, police are everywhere down here because we're an island. Like, it's got its own police force, and like it's really quite small. And he'd have a field day. His little brain of seeing police out to get him everywhere, he would be, well, seventh heaven. He's going to go off looking for trouble. Here he goes, looking for trouble. But
That's you, bomb now.
here he goes. He literally would have a field day down there. So there's a gathering there, right? There's a gathering there. Police are such a nice distance away, but they're keeping an eye on it just in case, because it's a gathering that they probably didn't know was going to happen. I don't know if you have to get permission for these things or whatever, if it's only a small amount of weirdos turning up. I can't see it because that Windsor thing came around too quickly for them to have needed like license or anything like that. So they're keeping a respectful distance. Now, we know I'm no fan of the police, but they're keeping a respectful distance. They're not trying to wind them up, like, and this is what he does. Oh God, they're playing George Michael. Shit factor. Look how far away these coppers are. They'd have done that down here. They would have done that down here. There's no way them coppers would be a respectful distance like that away, just quietly keeping an eye. No way. They'd have been up there, up there, wanting to know what was going on.
Who these work for, don't you guys?
Yeah, whatever police force that is. Look at him, he's such a shit. See, such a distance away. Such a distance away. Right, I'm going to let's just skip him a bit more. Show you what he does with the ambulance. This is ambulance car, right? So I don't know why they've pulled over there. I've no idea why they've pulled over there. Is it a safety issue that you've got to have some paramedics on hand if you've got a gathering of more than 50, 100 people? I don't know. But they're not interfering, they're not doing anything. What does this twonkhead do? He does this.
Yeah, look.
It's got 60s in it. 6. Oh no, if only there was another 6, that would have tipped him over the edge. He would have gone, but he would have been having a wet one, wouldn't he? Yeah, look at these terrible people from Northwest Ambulance Service. Again, not interfering, not talking, not interrupting anything, nothing at all, just sitting there. Maybe it's because there's an unexpected gathering. They have to do something like that. Maybe they're having a sandwich. How dare they? Anyway, that's enough of that. It's a lot longer than that. The other people singing and prancing about. They're all on Blakewood's channel if you want to watch the whole thing. But I just wanted to see what Jeanette had to say, to be honest. So I decided to edit the rest of it out. I don't know what they say. Really don't. These people. Ugh. Anyway, that's that. Wasn't that fun? Bloody Jeanette Archer. And I just snorted. Oh, that's disgusting. Sorry. Right, that's it. I'm out. It's getting late now. Right, look after yourselves. And I'll catch you guys again soon. But unless she keeps doing stupid things like this, I can't make Jeanette the be all and end all of this channel, because to be honest, I'm expecting some new players to come through. This is she's trying to bring new players through, but it's still too much under her umbrella. We're about due. We're due. We're due for some new players in this, so let's see who turns up. And outside of that, we'll be I don't know, mooching around the internet and seeing what's going on there, and if I find anyone interesting, or Foodie does anything interesting, then we'll be doing that on this channel, because all of these idiots, what else is there to say about Wedger? He lies. What is there to say about Archer? She lies. Garish brings us liars. Sean Atwood, no idea what he's up to. Businessman, not my business. So I'm out. It's not healthy to watch all of these people. I mean, I will be all over Angela Powell Disney if she has another racist Christmas rage at the butcher shop, because, oh, look, what are we? I've got 15 days left, and then Angela Powell Disney's copyright strike that she put on my channel will be gone, and then I'll be down to none again. Stupid woman, that one is. But anyway, she does her. I shall do me. Anyway, look after yourselves, and I'll catch you again soon. Have a good week. Bye.